Welcome to Arsenal Above All, a Champions League instant review of our latest win in the Champions League against DINAMO Zagreb. I've got Steve with me tonight. It's been a minute since he's been on, so it's good to see him again. We've got the 3-0 win to go to chat about and some other bits and pieces. So before all of that, let's get into it. Steve, how you doing? It's been a while, man. How you feeling? How's your new year been?
Happy New Year, Mike. It's great to be back on. Thanks for having me. It's been good. It's obviously results haven't been as great, but c'est la vie.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But thanks for jumping on. I know it's just after the final whistle, and Arsenal not cruising to a 3-0 win, but getting the job done after an interesting first half and the rest of the second half. I think we got energised by a certain 17-year-old when he came on and up the levels a bit. But let's get into the normal kicking off point. It's the team, Steve. So obviously you obviously saw the game against Villa at the weekend and the lineup with Partey playing right back. Today, Arteta decided to go with Kivior playing on the right-hand side of defence and putting Timber back in his position. So only one change, in terms of the actual, shape of the team. A centre-back coming in for a centre-back. Zinchenko comes in. And obviously Jorginho, which was probably a certain. Sterling starts. Again, just looked a little bit more energetic than he has been. But yeah, it just looks like he's on the other way down on the slope. Really, he looks like he's nearing the end of what he used to be, in terms of a top player. What was your thoughts on just the lineup, Steve, and just the fact that it seems like he's kind of maybe admitted that he maybe got that wrong in that choice and putting Partey right back again. But what was your thoughts on the lineup tonight and the first half performance?
Yeah, if I'm honest, when I saw the lineup, I won't lie, I was a little bit worried. It was good to see Kivior at the back. He played well, to be perfectly fair to him. I thought he did very well, especially in that first half. There's a few moments where he just seemed to be calm and composed, and I was quite impressed with him. But the lineup in general, yeah, I was a bit worried. Obviously, it's a number of changes to that back line again, in both Kivior and Zinchenko coming in midfield. Yeah, Jorginho, never too worried about his performances overall. He's quite experienced and he knows his role in the squad. Sterling, I was happy to see him start, to be honest. I know he hasn't had great games. I think his game against Tottenham was started off quite well, and I think he just faded with not having enough minutes and coming back from injury and stuff like that. So yeah, I was a bit worried, but got to sit down.
I've got to say, for the whole, I agree with you said that.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, thought it was going to be one of those nights where we, sort of put someone to bed quite early in Europe. A few goals. I think it was so much dominance in that first half. The stats were telling you, they made like 9 completed passes like after 20 minutes or something crazy like that. And I think it sort of got to the players. Kivior was making silly errors on the ball, dallying on the ball, and Timber did that. Timber annoyed me a little bit tonight. Just thought they showed a little bit of lack of respect to the opposition and took a bit of liberties in terms of trying to overplay too much, and really almost caught us out a little bit. But it was good for Declan Rice to get his first goal in the Champions League, and whisper it quietly. I think the left-hand side looked as good as it has been for a long time this season. I thought Zinchenko played really well. I'm whispering it. Into the mic. Yeah, I thought he played really well, Steve. He did all right, I thought. And it was almost like you had a good left-sided 8 there in terms of Rice playing well. And it was almost like Martinelli and Zinchenko were like rolling it back to the 22-23 season. the way they were playing. What did you think of that side? It seems to go in peaks and troughs, innit? The left hand side looked strong tonight. The right hand side didn't. The right hand side has been predominantly the strongest of the team of the club for the last 5 years. But what was your thoughts on that and Martinelli's performance? I thought he was really, really good tonight.
Yeah, Martinelli had a top game, one of his best games of the season. To be fair to him, yeah, like I said, I think I've said it in previous shows before, and I think you've probably mentioned it in previous shows before. It's consistent, isn't it? And I think Martinelli does work hard off the ball, and I think that does go unnoticed a lot of the times. But having that consistency of going, right, I've got Declan playing there with me. Zinchenko's come in, so he's familiar with Zinchenko, as you said, back when Xhaka was at the club, and having Zinchenko, Xhaka, and Martinelli on that left-hand side. So there's that understanding. So yeah, it looked good. The right-hand side, yeah, Sterling, unfortunately, it's not worked out. You know, he's had injuries. Yeah. And he's not really pushed on. Like I said, I thought he didn't do too badly against Tottenham. He started off quite well, was quite bright and spritey. Since then, nothing has really gone his way. You know, he's not looked like a player, to be perfectly fair. No. So yeah, the left hand side created the first goal, and within 2 minutes, what was it, 150 something on the clock or something?
Yeah, 146 or something like that. Yeah.
So. No, pleased for Martinelli because he's equalled his tally from last season, which was 6 goals. He did that over the weekend, and I'm hoping with pre-assist. Is that what they call it now? Pre-assist, like a assist.
Yeah, assist. Yeah. That's what Alex Hleb used to do all the time, didn't he? He used to do that a lot of times when he was playing for us. But no, it's good to see him being so on the front foot and actually, you know, knowing what he was doing with the ball. There was still a couple of times where he sort of ran into people and what have you. But yeah, getting the goals and assists or getting involved in goals, again, that can only be a good thing. And yeah, it took us a while, but obviously we got the second goal, I think, and it came from obviously Martinelli and to Havertz, who, again, you know, that assist for Rice was superb. But then he done his usual frustrating thing. You know, he had a chance with a header, which he put wide, which was pretty bad. But then he sticks away the other header here pretty well. I don't know, man. It's I mean, do you think we can get to where we want to get to with him in that position? It doesn't look like we're going to be doing anything in the window. Perfectly honest with you. The fact that Ethan Ranieri came back and he plays so well, that's probably the right hand side sorted out until Saka comes back. Obviously with Sterling, as long as he stays fit, he'll be coming on for bit part appearances. But what's your thoughts on just Havertz and just how he's kind of gone through it a bit for the last couple of weeks, and how good would that goal be for him? You know, another goal for his confidence.
Yeah, look. First and foremost, that the stick that he got, especially with the thing about his wife, I don't want to mention it because it's horrible.
Yeah.
I never like to blame a player, if you know what I mean. Yes, they can have bad performances and stuff like that, and you can go, "Oh, he's not good enough to play," and stuff like that. But the manager picks him, so you blame the person that picks him, if you know what I mean. If he's not playing well, if he's not performing, he's not doing what you need him to do, then you blame the manager. You don't blame the player. He does, like Declan said it in, I think it was 2 games ago. Maybe it was against Tottenham. But Declan said it. You know, he works hard. He does try to work hard. Doesn't always get the rewards that he deserves. Saying that, he's not a striker, and I know from last season when we signed him, and people are going, "Oh, you know what? He'll play as that false 9, that, you know, he'll play as a striker and he'll do well there." And in the end, he did, but he's not a striker. And I'm not saying that every one of those chances that he's missed, a striker is going to score. There's just more chance of a striker scoring, and that's the difference. That's the difference. I think we'll stick with him, and I agree with you. I think I said at the beginning that I just can't see Arteta not sticking with him, if you know what I mean. We knew from the summer, if we didn't sign a striker in the summer, no matter what, he was just going to stick with Havertz. And, you know, Arteta repaid his loyalty in that sort of sense.
Yeah.
But we need a striker. We need a striker. I can't knock him. Like I said, I'm not here to knock the fella. He's done well for us. He scored us goals. He scored important goals. He scored great assist for the first one, that deft touchdown for Declan and a half volley, a good header. But again, he missed some chances in the first half. And like I said, you just kind of feel an out-and-out goal scorer may just nick one of those chances away and just put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, you kind of saw it with the RB Leipzig and Sporting Lisbon game. Obviously, Sesko scored, tap in, 3 yards out, and then got Yorker scores, a goal kind of of his own making. It gets put through, and then he just kind of he's all over the defender, and he just smashes it in at the near post. And it's just something like that. We haven't got anything like that in the team. Who's that clinical and is that much of a presence up there? So. It looks like it's going to be, unless Leipzig kind of, or Jurgen Klopp, I should say, wants to do us a favour to maybe stop Slot winning the title in his first season and trying not diminishing his legacy a little bit. Maybe he wants to do us a favour that way, but I can't see him coming. The only person I probably think we can probably get is that Cunha, but looks like there's a few people after him as well. And other than that, I can't see us doing anything really. But no, it was good for Havertz to get the goal. That was the 500th, I believe, under Mikel Arteta, and then we obviously got the 501st, which was Odegaard getting a badly needed goal as well. Again, sort of on the periphery, I think he was again tonight. A lot of effort, a lot of running and pressing and closing down. But, even when Yeri comes on and, he just looks electric and he's putting some fantastic crosses in and, real good delivery. I mean, he was taking corners against Brighton, wasn't he, when in that game he got injured. So he's, because I don't think Odegaard's set piece taken has been any good at all, the ones that he's taken since when he has been taking them. So it kind of shows that I think he will be back on it once he gets back into the team, Ranieri. But yeah, a really needed win. It was almost like a bit cagey, a bit, concerned about how everything was going to turn out with this new format and this new table and everything and how things work out. But we're pretty much there in the in the last 16. Obviously, there's stats from tonight, but. Let's have a look. So obviously, Liverpool and Barcelona are through. Obviously, we're guaranteed a playoff spot at least, but we've got 16 points. Villa can get 16 as well, but it's the goal difference. We've only conceded 2 goals in the tournament so far. Obviously, Barcelona have got some crazy goals for after that result last night. And did you see the results tonight? Did you see the City result? They were 2-0 up. That's a massive blow for them. They are all the way down there in 25th place, and they've got coverage. I think their last game, so they'll get into the knockout stage. But they'll be a dark horse, won't they, in that knockout stage? But so in terms of our record, Steve, in terms of just conceding the 2 goals, you've got Liverpool as well, you've got Inter who conceded 1 but have only scored 8. Does that make us a dangerous threat? Once those fixtures come around, once those matches come around, and if we get 1 or 2 players back, Ben White hopefully should be well back into the team. Saka probably will be kind of around the corner. Whether or not we get a new player or not, in to augment the squad. But are we kind of like a dangerous sort of threat for anyone just based on that? Our defensive capabilities over 2 legs, especially in this tournament, we seem to be more cleaner defensively than we have been in the league. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Arteta because he likes that control of games and stuff like that. It works better in the Champions League than it does in the league. Oops, sorry, knocking my finger. It works better in the Champions League than it does in the league. And I think Liverpool conceded 2 as well. Inter conceded 1. So teams that are not conceding are always going to be a threat. I'm not here saying, oh yeah, we're going to win it or anything like that. There's still teams like Liverpool, Barca, Inter, Atletico, Milan. Teams with pedigree in there. You expect Real Madrid to maybe get in there as well because they won again tonight. Yeah. So there's still, but again, nobody wants to face a team that looks defensively solid, because you're then wondering how you're going to break them down. And we were dangerous again from set pieces. Declan Rice put in some, again, pinpoint balls. Just unlucky that Gabriel didn't get on, put one in the back of the net. That one that just went just wide of the post, and I think it was in the first half, and just sort of go. Yeah. But you can see what Gabriel's trying to do. He's trying to knock it down and beat the players and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to be dangerous. It's just, I think the thing that lets us down, and again, I don't think it will be addressed this window. It's just having that striker, just that person that's just going to change the game when you need it changed. We don't have that from the bench at the moment. Players coming back will make us stronger. Can't wait to see Benny Blanco back. The overlaps that he does. Partey came on at right back.
Yeah.
I still don't get that. Again, I'd rather just stuck on a youth player, to be perfectly fair. The Partey came on at right back. But yeah, we'll be dangerous. Nobody will want to face us at the same time. And I think the way we're controlling games in the Champions League and not conceding many is obviously a worry for anybody that's going to face us. So yeah, and I'm going to give a massive shout out to Gabriel at the back. The guy is an absolute monster. He's my unsung hero of the season. I love the guy to bits, man. He's pure passion.
Yeah, he was. He was. Yeah, it's quality, absolute quality. He I think he hit the bottom of the post, didn't he, with one of his headers, and just his overall play, as well. He got studied on the knee, which
he's like I said, there's one thing. Yeah, I was going to say, it's one thing putting the ball into a good area. You've got to have the players that are going to attack it. Gabriel attacks it. He always loses his marker, and even if he's got his marker on him, it doesn't make a difference. He just wants it more. And when you've got somebody that wants it, it makes it an even more dangerous proposition for the defending team, because they know he wants it. They know he feels that he can score from every set piece. As soon as that ball's put in, he's feeling, I can get on the end of it. So he now knows where the flight of the ball is going to be, where deflections are going to be, and he's getting himself in those positions to score. And I think he's got 6 goals this season so far. 6-7 goals this season so far. So and like I said, his performances, because even in the past few games, I've thought that Saliba has probably been the weaker link of the two when I've seen him play. And Gabriel, just mate, he's our king from Brazil. He's like I said, he's an absolute monster, beast. No defending team wants to see him leaping in the box for a set piece.
No, that's why I think if we can get this trip to Dubai, get players back, and get them fit for this running, I think we'll be a dangerous proposition. If we can replicate that run again, if we can get someone in over the line, just give everybody a boost as well in terms of numbers. There's rumours saying that the club are going to leave it to the last week because they want to create some sort of hype or whatever like that, which is just mad. But I wouldn't be surprised, because they kind of did the same with Sterling, innit? Because it was, oh no, nothing's coming in, we're not doing anything, and then all of a sudden it's kind of around 6 o'clock that night, it was like, okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get somebody in, if it's the person that we kind of want it to be, or it could be anyone. But I think we will get somebody in. probably be a left back or right centre back. But yeah, just going on. Obviously, going to Saturday, we've got Wolves. Maybe with or without Cunha. You know, his head might have been turned, so he might be out of the team. What are you thinking going ahead into that, Steve? Are you thinking Kivior sticks in there, or do you think he goes back to party at right back again and Timber in the middle? Because you've got that Stan Larson, haven't you? And he's quite a unit, and you're wondering probably maybe Kivior kind of sticks in there just because of the height, maybe, and he's covering across the ground, or what do you think?
So against Villa is the only thing I could think of when it came to Party at right back and Timber at centre back was, I'll tell you, I was thinking balance. Okay, I need a right-sided player in the centre back and a left-sided player. So he didn't want to play two. You know, I have no idea what the guy's thinking, to be honest with you. I've said it to you. I've said it on here. I've said it to a million other people. You pay your best players in their best position as possible. So if you're sticking Party at right back again, you're going to lose. If you win, it's a bonus, but you're going to lose. And don't get me wrong, of course, he inverts into midfield, and you know he adds an extra body there and stuff like that. And he's, you know, even against Villa, he still has these deft touches that he does and these body feints and stuff like that. It's just unreal. But he's not a right back. If you're going to play a centre back at centre back, yes, he's out of position because he's not his preferred position. He would rather play the left side of the centre backs, but he's still a centre back. You'll get a better job out of him there than sticking Timber there, who's predominantly a right back. Yes, he can play centre back. Yes, he can play in centre midfield as well. He's versatile. But what's his best position? Same with Partey. What's his best position? Against Wolves, I expect him just to play pretty much the same squad tonight, bar Sterling. I think Trossard has to come back in.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Apparently, Miles Lewis Skelly he got an injury, picked up an injury against Villa, which is just ridiculous. But so I'd say maybe, hopefully, he gets back into the team. If not, do you think he goes to Zinchenko, or does he put Calafiori?
I think I might have said it to you as well in a WhatsApp message, Mike. The more comfortable and consistent an 11 is, the better performances you'll get from the team. There's no point changing it for the sake of just changing it. Yes, you can say Calafiori might be a better defender than Zinchenko and blah 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 blah. But if you make that change, again, he's coming in cold. He's not had any minutes tonight, for example. So to bring him in, it's a risk. You brought Zinchenko, and yes, people can say, well, Zinchenko came in cold, and you go, okay, that's fine. He's coming cold a little bit, but he did get a few minutes the other day as well. He started tonight. Actually looks not too bad. No real heart in mouth moments from him. So just stick with it. Just stick with it. If like, you haven't always got to make changes and invent the wheel again and just go, you know what? Let me stick Calafiori back in there, and then I will move Partey to right back and Timber to centre back, and in the middle I'll bring back Marino. And there's no need. There's honestly no need. Just stick with the 11 that is fit and available. That's got you 3 points tonight, got you a win. Yes, we need a bit more energy. I think Trossard, when he came on again, has looked quite lively. He's picked up a bit of form in recent weeks. I still think he's a bit wasteful on the ball as well. Too many touches a lot of the time. But he's came up at key moments with either a goal or an assist. So I'm not here to knock the fella. But I think Trossard starts ahead of Sterling against Wolves because Sterling just didn't do anything. Trossard will come back in. Obviously, probably bring Ethan on. Give him, second half again. Get his minutes up before he actually starts to start games. And probably if MLS ain't fit enough to be probably Zinchenko. Just because of that control and him inverting and stuff again. It'd be interesting, man. But just glad that we got over the line
because it would have been a bit, tense if we would go in next week to Girona, who again it's their last crack at it. They're probably not going to get in Champions League again for a while. They're going to be well up for it. Last game in that tournament, so you wouldn't want to deal with that. But we should have more than enough to deal with them, whoever we put out. But it's just good that we've kind of got that sort of in the bag. Basically, we've got 1 foot in the last 16, basically, and fingers crossed. A couple of big heads will get knocked out and open things up a little bit, and then obviously we've got the draw, and then we'll see the pathway and see how that all works out. So a bit to look forward to. I know you're itching to see your boy Benny Blanco back in, doing his dark arts and everything like that, and causing absolute chaos in penalty boxes. It's not been the same, has it, without him? But hopefully we got him back in a couple of weeks as well. And just some really interesting results tonight. In the Champions League, obviously, with City, I can't believe that 2-0 up, and then they lost 4-2. That's a massive blow. Massive blow. Bayern Munich lost as well. Just seeing here 3-0 as well. Madrid won 5-1, so they seem to have got themselves sorted out. They need to win at the last round as well to make sure they get through. So yeah, going to be interesting. Just good that we're not in that situation where we've got to kind of worry about that. But yeah, thanks, Steve. Just a quick one. Obviously, just wanted to have a quick recap in terms of what's happened and what your thoughts are going forward. I just hope that we can keep things ticking over until we have that break, basically. Now we've got a few things to do. We've got certain Man City to come to town before that happens, and then we've got Newcastle, haven't we? After that, and then there's a break. The next game after that is going to be Leicester City away. So so Wolves, Girona away, then City at home, and then Newcastle away, and then there's that break. So hopefully we can be in a good shape.
Look, just I get it, right? After every game that we've had a poor result, I've been fuming. I've questioned Arteta. I've questioned his team selection. I've questioned, how the players are just not getting form. But like I said to you in that chat, if you look at over the course of Premier League history, the team that usually wins it has the most consistent 11 starting every single week.
Yeah.
Liverpool have had that. That's why they're where they are. City have had injuries as well. You look at Rodri when he was injured, and a couple of their other players, and they just went blocked down. And that's why when people criticised us when Saliba got injured and said, "Oh, you can't just rely on one player." Yeah, you can, because Man City just haven't had Rodri really. Everyone else is pretty much a weapon. They've just not had Rodri, and they've gone to nowhere. 2-0 up and losing 4-2 to PSG.
Yeah,
the PSG side, that, let's be openly frank here, they are not good. Like, and that's me putting it politely. They are not a good PSG side. But they've turned them over. Yeah, and look at the teams that have turned them over, and you go, and I said, I've heard pundits say, Rodri, it's a big miss. Yeah, we had Saliba, that's a big miss. Our season has been riddled with injuries and suspensions and stuff like that. Suspensions our own fault, whatever. But we've had it, and we're still joint second with Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest having a fantastic season, by the way. Who was their manager again?
Nino. I told you, fans that,
they've had a great season so far, but they've had a pretty much consistent 11. Woods has got his scoring boots on. Liverpool have just had that consistent 11 every week, every game, pretty much every game. We've had to make changes to our starting 11. And when you don't have that consistency and that familiarity with the players playing where their players are making runs and stuff like that, then yes, you miss chances. You don't create as many chances. Things don't look as fluid as what they used to look like. When you miss a big weapon, and I mean the biggest weapon in our arsenal is Bukayo Saka. is when Odegaard was injured, you said it in your last pod, Saka was there to step up. Odegaard has missed him. Like, do you know what I mean? He hasn't got, whoever he's working with he just hasn't had that same sort of telepathy with him. And he's still doing what he usually does. He presses well, so he's still putting the work rate is still there from Odegaard. You can't knock that part of it. It's just something is lacking, and he has created chances.
Yeah,
and then there's nobody to put it in the back of the net that's clinical enough. So again, he can look worse than what it is, but we're okay. You know, like I said, a cup game is a cup game. You can lose them any day of the week. You can lose to a conference team if you're not fully mentally prepared to actually battle and win the game. You know, if you feel you're just going to win the game, you can lose it like straight from the off. That's mind games and mentally preparing yourself. Like I said, after each bad result, it has been very reactionary. But then after a day or two, you sort of calm down and you go, okay, well, when we were on 40 points after 20 games, that was the same amount of points we had that time last year, for example. You go, all right, that's context. That's something just to remember. We have to be perfect. And unfortunately, to be perfect, you need to have your starting 11 playing every week. And we haven't had that. We've had a change. I think we've had, a handful of times when we've had the same 11 start.
Yeah. For the strongest 11 that we've had.
The strongest 11 start.
I think we played that lineup twice all season. You know, if you on paper with everyone, you think that who should be playing in the right positions. You know, White right back, Timber left back. You know, and everywhere else, we've played that lineup twice. You know, so that's crazy. So hopefully, like you said, you know, we can get that back. Hopefully, you know, we can navigate these next couple of weeks. It's been a mental month already, but if we can navigate these next couple of weeks, finish off with two tough ones, City and then Newcastle, and then see where we are when we go on this break, and then come back and then just go all guns blazing, just basically repeat of last season and just see where it takes us. And because I think, you know, everyone's given it to Liverpool already, fine, but they've got some difficult games, but we are not doing ourselves any favours when you see, you know, situations like on the weekend, you know, giving up two goals, which City did tonight and end up losing the game, you know, but we managed to get that point. So yeah, so no, I appreciate that, man. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for coming on at short notice, and obviously late at night, you know, school night and everything. We'll be back at the weekend, either probably Sunday, and have a review of the Wolves game, and probably do some transfer talk and just have like a short list, shopping list of who we hopefully, you know, the club are sort of looking at just for fun, and then we just be upset when no one comes through the door. So we'll have that, and you know, the usual stuff as well. So thanks, Steve. Thanks for your time, man. I hope.
Thanks, Mike. I like that top, by the way. That top looks
yeah. Thanks, man. Hopefully it's it you know, I just need to lose a few more pounds and, you know, start wearing it at the gym, and it's not as clingy and everything. But yeah, I think it's quite smart. It's quite
just do a Michael Richards and just flex and then watch the button pop off.
Yeah, man, that was funny. He's funny. But no, thanks, man. Thanks for your time. Thanks for coming on. And yeah, we'll be back at the weekend with chat about the Wolves game. Hopefully, talking about a good result and some transfer chat as well. But all I have to say is, come on, you Reds, and have a good week. What's left of it. All the best.
Newcastle, the central figure again, and he looks to trick Michael.